Hi everybody, back again to help you with your Google Level 1 certification. And today I'm going to give you some tips on Google Forms. Personally, I love Google Forms and hopefully you will too after seeing some quick basic level tips and tricks. So the first thing you need to learn is how to get to Google Forms. You can get there a few ways. The first way we can do is go to right here in our app launcher, and you can click on that and find Google Forms. It's hiding down here. We could click here. We could also click up here and go to forms.new or forms.google.com. Several ways you can get there. You can also get there from your Google Drive, but any of those ways will get you to starting a new Google form. So I'll go to forms.google.com and we'll just start a new blank form. You can have all the forms you've got are here. If you go this way, you can see some templates that you can make, but I'm just going to make a new blank form and start there. Okay, so this is our Google form that is automatically going to be saved into your Google Drive. And you can come back or go again to forms.google.com and do some updates or edits, and you can find it there. I'm going to go ahead and title it. And I also like to go ahead and click up here. That way I know it gets saved. Whatever you have here is what the title of the form is in your Google Drive. What you have here will automatically pop up here, but you have to click on it to make that happen. You can rename this one thing and name this another. So what is here is not what's necessarily the title in your Google Drive, if that makes sense. So this is what's important. You can also reorganize that form and put it into different folders, or star it and save it so you can get back to it easier if this is a form you like to use quite a bit. All right, so we can add different questions on here. It automatically will populate one question for you. Hopefully you're making a form with questions, so it's going to automatically do that. You can change the question by clicking here, and you'll see everything from short answer, paragraph, multiple choice checkboxes, drop down, date, time. You can even do this file upload if you want people to submit things to you from their Google Drive or upload submissions. They can do that with that file upload option, which is pretty neat. If you finish this question, you click on this plus here, and that will add in the next question, and you can just keep going. So say you made one question, you like that template of it, you had A, B, C, D, you wanted to kind of duplicate that. You could do that by just clicking this duplicate button and getting the same question again. That way, if you knew every question is going to be required, I can go ahead and set that and duplicate it, and the next one's required as well. So you can kind of set up some stuff and try to make things a little bit easier on yourself as you're making your Google form. All right, so say I'm in the middle of this question and I want to choose where I want to go based off of that question. Oh, so I guess I need to make different sections. So I'm in this first section. You can click on, you can see the different options here. We can add sections, video, which I'll talk about in a minute, images and text and such. I'm going to go ahead and click down here, and I'm going to add a new section. So this would actually go to a new page after you did so many of these questions in your form. So what I'm going to do is show you how to get from one question to the next. So let's say okay, so I can click here on my dots and I can put in my description, or I want to go to a section based off of an answer that I give. So I'm going to click that. If I'm feeling good, I might fix it to be like, okay, submit the form, I'm done. If I'm feeling bad, I might want it to go to the next section of that, or maybe I have another question underneath that, and I'll skip this question entirely. So I'll go ahead and trash that one. So why are you feeling bad? And then make that a paragraph. And then when you set it up, and we can preview this here, you can see if I click good, remember we said it'll submit the form, so I'll click next, and you're done. You can go back and just submit it. You turn it in. But if I click bad, it's now set to jump to the next section and type in why was I feeling bad. Okay, and this is just a preview that you can send out. Okay, so that's so far how we've created a document, we've created a form, we've added different questions, we've chosen where to find different spots to send it to. Response destination is what that's called. So let's look at how to embed a video. So say you want to show a video at the beginning of this. I can insert YouTube links. You cannot insert Google Drive videos. They have to be uploaded to YouTube in order to put in a video. But you can do a search. So maybe I want to do it and talk about feelings and emotions. So now you can title that. Put that right before it. And now you have a little video you could watch as you're giving this form. Okay. So we've inserted video. You could also insert text in there as well, which will just pop up. It's not a new section, but it's just kind of a little header that you can put in there as well. So I'll show you what I mean. Again, if I click preview, I can always see what things look like, and that's what the text looks like in forms. Okay, you can also do the same thing like we did with video, but do it with a picture just by clicking images. Okay, up here is where a lot of things can happen. We can change the theme. So say I didn't like purple, I wanted to switch the color, I could do that. I can change all of my other different things. I could add in a picture that I wanted to use and switch it and have an automatic theme to it. So if you kind of know what kind of form you're making, you can do that quick and easy. And then you just exit out there. I can click, we've already looked at preview, I can click on my settings. You might, if you're sending this form out and you're in a school, this button might be automatically set within your domain to only get the people within your domain can look at that form. If you want it to be a public form, you need to uncheck that box. So that way everybody and anybody can see your form. If you want people to be able to go back and make changes later, you might want to check this edit after submit. Otherwise, just leave it undone. And if you do collect email addresses, it may automatically turn this one on as well. Not necessarily, but it might. So just double check that. But I would recommend not having this checked unless you know that they have an email. Some of your users may not, and then they may have trouble collecting the email and having people actually complete your form if they don't have an email. So probably leave that unchecked. All right, in the presentation, you can show your progress bar, the question order, if you want to shuffle it, or submit the link to another response. That's what's happening at the end whenever you click submit, and it says, thank you for your response. Your response has been recorded. You can make that anything you want it to be. It does not have to be that. So I can delete that and put, thank you for your response. Type anything you want there. You can attach links in there, paste links, whatever you want to use here in the Google Forms. That way, whenever anybody clicks submit, this is what they see, and you've personalized your form. And then you just click save. Now, sometimes if you're in the classroom, you may want to use a Google Form as a quiz. So we can do that up here with this quiz tab. And I'm going to make this a quiz. You can turn on lock mode, or you can, that means anybody that's in this form can't leave the form, can't and go search. So that kind of takes out cheating. You can check out missed answers, and see stuff, and click save here. Now you can go through each question and click answer key. So now that I'm back in here, I can give everything a point value, and I can even set my answer key by editing the question. Sorry, click answer key. You can pick which one was right. Hey, I'm feeling good. You hope that's the right answer. And then give it a point value and then click edit question again. Now it's set with the right answer. So when they take the quiz, it will score it for you and they'll know which one's right, wrong, and in between. So you will not automatically do that with your writing questions, but multiple choice it can do for you. So that could be very handy with multiple choice questions, possibly fill in the blank questions as well. You want to know how to share and send your form. So we can click send up here, and you might automatically check that. You can type in emails here. There's a few ways you could do it. You can type in emails and find them that way. You can click on the link and just get that. Maybe you share that on a Google Classroom. You can even shorten it and click copy. You might even embed it into your site, but because it's in locked mode, you can't do that. But there are different options to getting this form out to the public for you to use. That's where you'll find that sharing option here in send. Notice there's not a share button. It doesn't say share like it does on most Google products. It does say send. Now I'm like, where's my data? I want to see my data. You'll find that here in responses. So let's take a practice test really quick to get some data. Well, okay, so I'm going to turn off locked mode just so we can see what happens. So you know what happens if that setting is turned on. I'm going to go back to my settings, turn off quiz. Okay. Now I can have my video there if I want to play it. I'm feeling good, and I'm just going to turn it in. It says thank you for your response, which I typed earlier, and you're set. Now I can see there's a response in. It automatically collected my email, and I got a pie chart of my data of how many people are feeling good. One person feels good. I can also then export that here by clicking on create a spreadsheet and make a new spreadsheet unless you already have one that you want to post it in. Majority of the time, you're just going to create a new one. There'll be the same name as your form with responses in parentheses. So that will automatically open up, and your form data will be collected here. You can do whatever you need with it, but everything will be here, time-stamped with emails and answers. And if it was a quiz, you would even have scores beside it so you could keep up with everything there. So that was a how-to on Google Forms for Google Level 1, basic tips and tricks. There are more things you can do with forms. You can make a lot of magic happen with forms, but you can get into that in the Level 2 and beyond. Feel free. I would recommend playing with Google Forms and trying it out, but if you follow these tips and tricks, you should be sure to have good fortune when you take your Google Level 1 exam. Thanks for watching, and good luck if you take your Google Level 1 certification test. Thanks.